Welcome to another week of Untapped Potential. I'm Potential Guru, your guide to this year's NBA draft class. And today we have our lottery mock draft. We'll use Tankathons lottery machine to simulate the draft order based off the lottery standings as of this evening. And I'm going to be GM for all 32 teams, drafting and trading in our mock draft 1.0. Detroit wins the first pick, and I'm going to waste no time running up and selecting Victor Wembanyama. He's been called the greatest prospect since LeBron James. There's a lot to Wemby's game. The thing that has most impressed most GMs is his ability to generate his own offense. Victor is a 7'4" forward who has a fluid handle. He regularly ISOs on the wing, and his mid-post game reminds everyone of Kevin Durant. He'll come in the league and average 20 plus his rookie season. He's going to be a matchup nightmare, especially with pick and rolls being at an all-time high usage in the league. He can score on all three levels and has been extending his range while playing with the Metropolitans 92 French team. Portland is at 2, and all year you've been hearing Scoot Henderson out of the G League Ignite as the second best prospect behind Victor. Portland has been trying for years to build around Dame, and one thing that hasn't put them over the top is having an all-star caliber guard next to him. What this team needs is a mobile, athletic center, which can have some defensive rim presence, switching ability, and can knock down the three ball. That's why I'm trading back with the Wizards and acquiring Kristaps Porzingis and their 9th overall pick. Washington grabs Scoot Henderson at 2 and fills the point guard void they've had since John Wall. Scoot is a stocky, uber-athletic point guard who plays downhill and loves the mid-range game. This allows the Wizards to not only look toward the future with the pairing of Scoot and Kuzma, but a possible playoff push with the remainder of Bradley Beal's contract. At 3, Charlotte grabs Brandon Miller. The most prolific scorer in the draft, SEC Player of the Year, and my NCAA Freshman of the Year. The 6'9" forward can shoot, shooting at 39% from the 3 this season, and when he gets going, he scores in bunches. He would be a needed replacement for Charlotte's injury-prone forward Gordon Hayward, who for some reason they have under contract for another year. To me, he's a mix of Paul George and Brandon Ingram. He has skyrocketed himself up the board by having an incredible season leading Alabama to a number 1 seed. A LaMelo and Brandon pairing would be a prolific scoring duo for Charlotte to build around, and would be one of few things Michael Jordan as the GM has done right. Chicago Bulls take Amen Thompson at 4. Chicago recently announced Lonzo Ball will be having another knee surgery that can keep him out for about another year. I think they stay the course and grab a guard in Amen, giving them parts of what they're missing from Lonzo, an on-ball defender and premier athlete. Because he played in Overtime Elite League, which is brand new and supposed to also be a developmental program, it was hard to assess Amen's full offensive game, because quite frankly, he was just more athletic than everyone. It was constant fast breaks all season, and for the most part, it looked like layup lines. For Amen, GMs are confident about his ability to get to the rim, but Chicago will also be hoping that he can make the jump Lonzo did with his jump shot. Picking at 5 is Houston, who I have grabbing Nick Smith Jr. They are far from being the least talented team, although their record says different. They have a really good core they're building around in Jalen Green, Jabari Smith Jr., and Alperen Şengün. The Rockets will move on from Kevin Porter Jr. and select Nick Smith Jr., point guard out of Arkansas, who's a big guard and can simply do a little bit of everything. To me, his player comp is CJ McCollum, someone who can adapt and easily fit into any scheme. A great shot maker, which you can't have enough of in the next level, and with hopes the Rockets grab some veteran leadership, the Rockets should hope to be around the play-in mix next year. San Antonio Spurs are at 6, selecting Ausar Thompson. And they've been quite successful in drafts, usually taking mysterious prospects who other GMs might have second thoughts over. And I have them making no changes in the way of doing things and selecting Ausar, who has slightly fallen from his projected pick. And just like his twin brother Amen Thompson, he too played on Overtime Elite in the Overtime Elite League. He has great feel for the game, especially as a distributor and a second handler. It looks effortless for him playing off of his brother, dicing up the defense in the half court and also having first tier athleticism to get where he needs. Spurs add to their young talented core, moving forward with Keldon, Vassell, Sohan, and Ausar. At number 7 is the Orlando Magics, whose team is full of forwards and point guards. I have them selecting a connector, Keontae George from Baylor, who's the best available shooting guard on the board. Keontae might be the toughest shot maker in the draft. He also has the athleticism Orlando is missing. He can quickly take over the Gary Harris or Terrence Ross role. As a relentless scorer while being a willing playmaker, Keontae averaged just under 20 points and 4 assists in his freshman year at Baylor, solidifying his lottery spot. 8 are the Indiana Pacers, who found a gem in last year's draft, Ben Mathurin, and made a great trade acquiring their point guard for the future in Tyrese. I have them selecting Jarris Walker, the 6'8 power forward from Houston, who's just a bully and so far the steal of the draft. He's an amazing defender who does everything for his team. He can come in and have an instant impact on the court. He's a mix of Draymond and Julius Randle, very tenacious on both sides of the ball. He's been extending his shot to the 3, but is still just scratching the surface on his offensive game. At 9, we have Portland drafting, who traded back with the Wizards and acquired Porzingis. I have Portland selecting Cam Whitmore, power forward out of Villanova. Cam would fit perfectly next to Dame and Anthony, first and foremost as a floor spacer. Cam has ability to generate his own offense, which lifts burden off of their main handlers, especially Dame, who's double teamed whenever he gets going. Cam is perfect in the two-man game, setting ball screens and rolling, being a threat at the rim, or having to short roll and doing the rest himself. Playing beside Porzingis would maximize space for their whole team and would create a potent offensive attack. You have to trust the way Villanova develops talent. Cam's a high-energy player and a switchable defender who gets steals and blocks. He's very athletic and loves attacking downhill for points in the paint or assists to outside shooters. At number 10 is the Pelicans, who takes the best available player, Anthony Black, a 6'7 combo guard from Arkansas who's averaging 13, 5, and 5. He'd seamlessly fit into any lineup the Pelicans decide to throw out there. He's a great ball handler and conductor of an offense. He's very skilled. With his size and sneaky athleticism, he regularly plays above the rim. Anthony Black falling to 10 would be a great steal for the Pelicans, as a natural pass-first guard that could also knock down shots and create space for Zion and Brandon Ingram. Be on the lookout for the full mock draft 2.0, and thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. See you all next Friday on Untapped Potential.